101st Airborne Division has been awarded the Bronze Star Medal for meritorious service in ground combat against an armed enemy during the European Theater of Operations from 22 March 1945 to 29 December 1945.
Frank, how you doing, sir? You don't have to get up. Nope. I appreciate it.
I have to get up. The general's here.
Oh, very true. Oh, gosh. I'm Nathan Connor. I was a United States Marine. Awesome.
How you doing, sir? Good to meet you.
Everybody put your phone to the side, please.
Just appreciate y'all making the time, making the effort, because this is where I wanted to be right now today in our great state of Florida. I'm the Executive Director of Florida Department of Veterans Affairs. I'm retired Major General James Hammer, call sign Hartzell. I was just with Lieutenant Governor this morning over in Tampa, talking about the great things we're doing for our veterans in our great state of Florida. But when I heard from a friend that this World War II veteran, who's as young as 99 years old, had received something in the mail from the Department of the Army in a box. And when I found out what that was that he received from the Department of the Army in a box, I said, no, not in the state of Florida. We don't do that for our veterans. You do not get a Bronze Star in a box in the state of Florida. You get it from a general officer. And that's why I got a haircut. Hope it meets y'all standards. All right? I got the uniform out. It still fits. Love it. All right? Yeah. So, and I just want to recognize this hero. Now, they don't like being called heroes. But to me, Frank is a hero because my generation, I came in and went to boot camp in 1981. Oh, that's your phone.
Somebody get that.
He's the only one authorized. I can do push-ups in blue. All right, you good to go, sir? Good to go? Got it. Okay. So when I found out, I heard, I said, I got to get in a uniform to come and do this for the right reasons. A 99-year-old veteran set the standard for when this boot, Lance Corporal a long time ago, I was 37 years in the Marine Corps and enlisted and then Officer Mustang. But my drill instructors were Vietnam-era veterans. Their drill instructors were Korean War veterans. Their drill instructors were World War II veterans. So I'm his lineage. For those of you who served in Vietnam, raise your hand. Welcome home. Welcome home. Welcome home. All right? We're doing the right things now, what we didn't do. When I went to Afghanistan, when I went to Iraq as a Marine, when I came back home through the airport, there were Vietnam veterans lined up welcoming me home. Vietnam veterans. That was the right thing to do. So now I'm paying back. And I love doing it. And I work for a governor named Ron DeSantis. He's my boss. It doesn't matter to me how your political, one side, middle, whatever. I want you to know that our governor is a combat deployed Navy veteran. He went to war in uniform. He's the only currently serving governor in America that is deployed to combat. We have about 8 who are veterans, but out of that 8, only 1 went to war. And his name is Ron DeSantis. So he understands the importance of a Bronze Star. He understands the importance of what is a combat infantryman badge. In the Marine Corps and the Navy, we call it the combat action ribbon. All right? You don't get it unless you earn it, keeping people alive. So that's why when I heard about Frank, and I said I wanted to meet him in person, I heard he likes to go to the rifle range. I heard you like to go shoot things, right? You like to shoot?
Whatever.
Whatever. All right. And I know he needs to hear, so I'm speaking loud. Hopefully he can hear me. But I'm going to read a citation for this warrior, all right? So I got my team here. It's official Department of Defense. Okay. Attention orders. Stand up, sir. Stand up. And my son's here. I don't get emotional, but I do. Bronze Star Medal by order of the Department of the Army. This is to certify that Corporal Frank A. Blish, Jr., Headquarters and Headquarters Company, 501st Parachute Infantry Regiment, 101st Airborne Division, has been awarded the Bronze Star Medal for meritorious service in ground combat against an armed enemy during the European Theater of Operations from 22 March 1945 to 29 December 1945. During the 101st Airborne Division's operation involving the final Western Allied attack upon Nazi Germany, Corporal Blish displayed exemplary professionalism and initiative in obtaining outstanding results against an armed enemy, culminating in the surrender of Germany on 8 May 1945. In addition to his earned Combat Infantryman Badge, a Bronze Service Star has been added to his European, African, Middle Eastern Campaign Medal to acknowledge his participation in the Central Europe Campaign. His loyalty, diligence, devotion to duty are in keeping with the highest traditions of the military service and reflect great credit upon himself, the United States Army, and the United States of America. By order of the Department of the Army, given on this 25th day of June in the year of our Lord 2024, by Major General James S. Hartzell, United States Marine Corps, retired. Sir, congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. What an honor. All right, so, and this is his medal right here. I have one.
Thank you, sir.
I have a Bronze Star. And I know it took. Thank you. Do you want to say anything? Say something.
I appreciate it very much.
Talk to them. Talk to them.
I don't know what all the hubbub is about, but let's get it over with so I can get on with my life.
Congratulations, sir. And thank you all for making this a special day for this warrior. All right? Thank you. And I wanted to show you something special. Y'all can have a seat. Have a seat. He had a Thompson submachine gun. He said when he jumped in behind enemy lines, said they had to fight their way back to the beach, is what he said. So 101st Airborne, they've made some really good movies about it. Yep. So just wanted to show you something.
Oh, boy. A beauty.
Only a veteran smiles when you put an M1 Garand in his hand. Okay? A real veteran, a World War II veteran. You like that? This M1 Garand was made in May of 1945. It's completely original, everything. So this is a Garand this warrior could have carried into combat in 1945. Right? And I'll check it. Oh yeah, it's in good shape. Put down that barrel.
I don't want to be in the front of it.
All right, good to go. Good to go. So this is how Marines do it. All right. I'll take that.
Well, that's more like it.
Ah, did you hear? He said that's more like it. I'm gonna let you, it's clear. M1 carbine, 1944. He could have carried this weapon. This was made by IBM. World War II, Rockola, other companies were tasked to stop making what they did for a living, but to support our war effort. It was a better America, in my opinion, then, than what we pulled together. Yeah.
I make these to more or less beautify the Kleenex box.
Wow.
I'd like you to have it.
That is gorgeous. Wow. When I shed a tear for veterans and families, this will be the box. Thank you, sir.
For your desk.
For my desk. Thank you. Thank you very much. Any questions?
Well, you make something else too, right? What's the chains over there?
Oh yeah, what's this wooden chain right here? What's this? Tell us about this. What is this?
I made that, and Mike decided he needed it.
Oh, it looks nice. Hold on. Hold on. This veteran has a tear.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
We need a story, General.
Okay?
We need a story.
What kind of story?
Anything he can tell us about his time in Normandy.
they would like to hear a story about when you were in the 101st. What do you remember? What would you like them to know about your time in the 101st Airborne in Germany or France? What is something that really you can't forget, but in a good way?
Kill or be killed.
Okay.
That's it. That's
Okay.
the whole story.
Right. You were a corporal or a sergeant. Were you I know you were a lineman, but did you have you were responsible for other soldiers?
I was promoted to staff sergeant, message center chief,
Okay.
and they discharged me as a corporal.
Oh, you made staff sergeant. You got discharged as a corporal. All right, we're not going to ask that story. I know what happened. Okay, so yeah.
Typical Army.
Yeah. Wow. 101st. Now you ended up in the 82nd Airborne, I believe, right? The 82nd after the 101st. How did that
They
happen?
deactivated the 101st, and they shipped me over to the 82nd.
Okay.
From there, I got discharged.
Oh my goodness. What did you like the most about jumping and parachuting?
I didn't like any of it.
That's a real veteran. Okay, hold on. All right. So you can tell a fake when they say, "Oh, it's wonderful, it's great." When a veteran says, "I didn't like it," that's the truth. Right? I'm a parachutist. I know, right? Yeah.
Likewise.
Yep. And you shot the Thompson submachine gun. Did you like that weapon? Is it a machine gun?
It was required to take that.
Okay. Okay.
And what can I say? You do what you're told.
You do what you're told. Do what you're told. Wow. Wow. You got across the Rhine. Where did you end up at the end of the war? Where were you in Germany? Where were you at when y'all were demobilized? You remember the location?
I was in France at the end of the war.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right.
We were in an R&R camp
Okay.
and in Sens, France.
Sens, France. Wow. So we are going to work. The French Consul General has recognized American soldiers and service members of any branch who helped liberate France. And they've been getting the French Legion of Honor. All right, so we're working with his records to try to validate where he was so that we can give him the French Legion of Honor. The other thing that I want from you, I have a task and a question for you. It's a task, it's not a question. Frank lives right over here. All right, he lives by himself. I need the local community to take care of this. Take care. All right. Anything else? All right. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. Hope we didn't ruin your day. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, thank you for reminding me.
Yes,
I'm thinking, y'all sit down. I'm sorry. That's why you have good staff and seals and officers. Okay. All right. If you served in the World War II, stand and be recognized, or sit and raise your hand. World War II. Anybody else World War II? Going once, going twice? No. If you served in the Korean War, please raise your hand. Korean War?
I went there out of Vietnam. I didn't serve.
That's okay. But Korea, you've been to Korea. All right, good to go. All right. Anybody Vietnam veterans? We already know they've been recognized. All right. Do we have any Cold War veterans here? Cold War veterans. Thank you. All right. Do we have any Desert Storm veterans? I know we got one right here. Okay. Do we have any Iraq War veterans? Raise your hand. Do we have any Afghanistan War veterans? Raise your hand. Okay. Some in the room. So all of us from the Afghan War, recent wars, all the way back, he's our legacy. And that's why I want him recognized. All right, it's important. So thank you all for your service. For all the veterans who are here, if you would come up, let's get a group veteran picture with this warrior. Certainly come on up.
They asked you to tell a story. You said color may kill. That's basically it. What do you mean by
You're going into combat. That's the name of the game. We move first and then last.
You were excited to hold that rifle again. What was it like holding that rifle again?
An M1 weighs 9 pounds. I can remember that. Good luck.
Frank, I just wanted to ask you. Yes, sir. I just wanted to ask you one question. What piece of advice can you give for the younger generation?
Well, I think the younger generations should have a hitch in the Army. It'll make men out of them.
That's right. Well, that's true. I agree. You get an education there, don't you? You get an absolute education. Thank you so much for your service.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. God bless.
What's the distance? How many yards? How far? 25?
That's 22?
No, 8 yard line. 8 yard line.
Oh, the 8-yard line up there. Wow.
One-handed?
Wow.
One-handed?
Look at that.
Yeah. Yes, he shoots one-handed. Yeah.
I know for me, putting down technology, putting down the phone, going outside, playing with my kids, getting sunshine, playing till it's dark, those things are missing. A lot of kids are just glued to the technology.
Well,
missing out.
when I was younger, we didn't have a lot financially. So you went out and made up your own game.
Yeah. You get real adventurous. Sticks and things become
yeah.
swords and bow and arrows and yep.
We made our own kites. You didn't go to the store and buy a kite.
No.
You couldn't afford it.
Wow. So you had to put something together, try to make it fly.
Yes.
Wow. And that was the fun of it, right? That's how you had it. That's how you had
learned to
adventure. Yeah.
Manipulate things with your hands. How to build things.
There's a lot that's just being handed to kids in packages now, right? And they're not using their brains and their imagination